Welcome to another episode of It's Up There Podcast with your boy Loon. I am your active and attractive host for another episode of the fastest growing podcast. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. Let's do that again. Because I got some things I want to say. I got some things that I want my listeners to understand, and I really appreciate y'all. You are now tuned in to the ranked number 36 podcast in the world, independently in music. I think I got to give it up for y'all. Man. You know, I think I got to give it up for y'all because listening to me got us here, man, and we got a ways to go. But we'll get there, man. Just keep tuning in, keep sharing, keep subscribing. New listeners, we appreciate y'all. Welcome to the gang. We doing what it is that we do on this side of the street. If you are looking at the video version of this podcast and you want to check out the audio version, you head to anywhere you get podcasts and you put in It's Up There Podcast and we should pop up. If you are listening to the audio version of this podcast and you want to tap in with FOGFO Studios and be a part of what it is that we do on the visual side and support me in that way, you head over to FOGFO TV on YouTube. Those of you that want more of this, you head to Patreon and put in It's Up There Podcast, and we are starting our tiers and tapping in with supporters over there as well. Also, you can donate via Anchor and get involved with us that way and show your support, man. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be in position to where the people are adapting to the change, adapting to what it is that's necessary for us to move forward in the game. This filled with sharks. It's filled with people that interest kind of lead the way. And their interest 9 times out of 10 involves swallowing up anybody under them to stay at the top. And so for me, I think the information needs to be available to everybody. But we do want to say one thing, man. We are ranked the number 36 podcast in music. Again, I want to give that up to the people that tap in with me and just as always here. You know, a lot to talk about, man. I know y'all are always tapped in with me and wondering what I'm thinking as I go through this journey with this podcast, you know, and so I like to tap in with y'all every week. When I really get a chance to, I like to tap in just periodically, just go live on something and let the people touch me and hear what it is they got to say and kind of bounce ideas off people, because I understand the creative process. It's a lonely land out there, especially when you're creating things that's unprecedented, or you being involved in things where no rules are present and no instructions or anything is present. And so you got to kind of wield your way into the next step and wield your way into the next process without knowing much, but trying to learn as much as possible as you're moving. And so it's on the job training. And I can appreciate that being from where I'm from. You know, it's important to adapt to things. The prices change, the people change, the police change. They change how they approach things. The cell phone becomes now a weapon in regards to stealth mode, right? So those are different conversations, but nonetheless, we here today to talk about a lot of things. The first thing I want to talk about is the Call Her Daddy podcast. I want to give them a round of applause. Round of applause to Call Her Daddy podcast. Alex over there got 60 million for 3 years of pardon, which I think is tremendous, phenomenal. For those of you that don't know, Call Her Daddy podcast is one of the most popular podcasts out in regards to listenership. I'm not sure what retention is doing and things of that nature, but definitely just viewership, listenership in a great place, right? One of the biggest ones over on Barstool. Shout out Barstool. For those of you in hip-hop culture, that's where Gilly and Wallow are, right? So just to kind of put in perspective who's doing the business over there. they have a situation where it's a very profitable business. Again, in podcasting being such a new territory, being in a position now to where it's lucrative to be a person with those type of numbers, especially knowing what to do with it. Again, there's fights going on. I keep telling you, knowing what to do with the audience, knowing how to do it with the audience, knowing when to do it, knowing when to put merch out, knowing when to change the design, knowing it's intel out there that you can't prepare for, because it's again uncharted territory. But you got some podcasts that your listenership does all the work for you. See, what happens is, and the labels discount this, and a lot of people discount this because they don't have the information. Part of the work that's being done for your celebrity people that's on top tier level is done by their fans. You see these fan pages every day posting things. You see these fan pages on YouTube, these fans chopping this up for you, doing this. They keeping you relevant out there. They're pushing you, marketing that people don't even account for. The labels tend to not understand that part of the game, right? And sometimes when they do understand it, they over understand it. So then they put somebody in the place that looks goofy or looks like it's being made to do those things, because Nicki Minaj has her fan pages, Cardi B, these fan pages that a lot of times they don't have anything to do with. They do start to touch base with them though. Academics. He say things on Twitch and these dudes up and put it out. Right? So you get to a position where your fan base does a lot of the work for you. And the podcast is no different. So a lot of these podcasts, they get so big to where now the fan base is making your logos. They're putting your shirts out. They're putting slogans on it. They're pitching it to you. But sometimes they lessen the load without even knowing it. Right? And but I'm speaking about that because, like I said, the Call Her Daddy podcast did good in merch. It was selling. It was profitable. It was a profitable podcast. Do we even know what that means? Do we know what that looks like? For those of you that watch me to try to get some game, do you know what it looks like when you're a profitable podcast? That's why I laugh at people when they laugh at people that don't have many views on an audio-based experience, right? They say, well, your views is low. You don't even understand the game. I understand you don't. And I tell people the game and they don't listen. And it's on me to continue to put the game down for those that do pick the game up. You see what I'm saying? But Call Her Daddy podcast went and got a Spotify deal after that deal with Barstool was over for $60 million for 3 years apart. See, the hood didn't know what I was doing when I was doing it. Nobody really knew, well, what is LOON doing? What is a podcast? What is that about? I was already operating with information. And what you see me doing now is my old plan. The new plan is unprecedented, right? So when you know that, you're supposed to have a level of respect for a person when you have to ask them what it is they doing. That means they understand something that you don't understand. That don't make you less of a man. That don't make you less of an individual. I'm in Bluetooth mode. I catch a rich person. I catch somebody that got some information. I'm asking them how, why, what's up, when did you know, how did you do that? With no shame attached to it. Hey, listen. Where the information lies at to make sure I secure my family financially and help the ones that I can help in regards to the community and do as much as I can without spreading myself way too thin to where I'm no longer even helpful to anyone. See, it's a sweet spot with help. It's a sweet spot. It's a sweet spot. We must learn from Hammer. We must learn from the rappers that went broke. I'm gonna spare y'all that time because I could have said some names and I'm that cold to insert them right there, but I'm gonna spare y'all that time. But we gotta learn from the rappers that had money and went broke. We gotta learn from the street dudes that had 500,000 sitting in the house doing nothing. waiting on the police to find where you live at and take it. We can handle the robbers, kill them all. But the police come, everybody go, you know what I mean? So you just take the L. My vision is in the game I'm putting down, and why I know I'm going to get rich is I'm putting the game down to tell the dope boy, you got to take a time out. Look alive, young nigga. We just gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm the only one peeping that everybody get a break but the dope boy. I'm the only dude that's, don't nobody else see that if you go get a job, you get a break. Don't nobody else see NBA got halftime. Don't nobody see NFL equip you with a couple of timeouts. You got to regroup. You got to stop at some. Hey, I got to go this way. It's a lucrative business if it's touched by the right person. But what happens is we've treated it like a community pool, and everybody jumps in the game. And now we dealing with people that don't understand the parameters. They don't understand what they in for. They don't even understand you can't live here. Selling dope is like being at a hotel. You can't live there. You can't live there, buddy. You better figure something out. But I give that kind of game. But back to the podcasting. 60 million for 3 years. This is what you see, right? And you got Dave Portnoy, I guess I can't say his name right. But you got him, which is the owner of Barstool, which is, if you know the history of the platform, they had some discrepancies, right? There was some opportunity for understanding to be had. And one of the hosts left and did her own thing. I think now it's safe to say that was a mistake.
Perfect.
I think it's safe to say now that was a mistake. I mean, she's got 60 for 3 years or something that you help build. Sometimes you get off the boat right before it's about to hit man, we almost there. Now I'm driving the boat. If I get off, a different thing happen. The whole boat go a different way. But all the passengers just occupants. See, you got to know who just occupants. Some of y'all just occupants, man. Yeah, some of y'all don't contribute nothing. You just occupying some space in a place that I may provide for me and those that I do care about, right? And we all got them. And I've been an occupant. I know what it's like, right? So I ain't saying that the shit, to put nobody down, but staying injured is a problem. Right? Breaking your leg ain't the problem. You got to, it's going to heal. You got to get that back right. My thing is those that's not interested in elevating is where I draw the line at. With men. Yeah, my respect tends to disappear for men that don't have no ambition to elevate. It's important to understand that about me, man, as I navigate through any game or any space. When you have no ambition to elevate, that tends to lend me no understanding to you, which means I need not be around you. Right? And the super goon shit, I know you dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know what can happen, right? So I ain't, don't do that to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's keep it gangster. Let's do something about some money. Let's get some information out to the people because they watching. You know what I'm saying? So Dave, the owner of Barstool is a situation where I'm saying he lost his number one podcast. He lost his number one podcast, but see, business is a funny thing. It's a couple of things I want to celebrate about it. Like I said, he kind of lost to the big fish. The big fish came in and offered that 60, and it ain't no sweat off their back. He was kind of speaking and said, "Hey man, if we gave her 60 million, we gotta operate perfect. We gotta operate perfect. That mean the market can't change. And we all know we can't control the market. right? Something may happen that affects that, right? We don't know what's coming with this. Again, it's a new space. So, but just think about those numbers, man. Like we hear people talk about how hard Stephen A. Smith got to work for that 10 million. Can you imagine how hard Stephen A. Smith is working for that $10 million? They got him up at 14 hours out the day. Go here, fly here, it's Sunday. Tap in here, tap in there. No disrespect to them because the deal is the deal. But what I'm saying is, do we know how hard this dude is really working, man? You know what I'm saying? And so $20 million a year to do what I'm doing, just put that in perspective. I'm done talking about it. Right? So when the hood asked me what was I doing, I'm done talking about it. This business thing is funny. You gotta know when to operate, when you operating outside of your realm, or when you done, you know what I'm saying? Because listen, if it's gonna make me have to operate on a spread myself too thin, I really probably can't do it. These other folk, they can do it, not worry about it now. The good thing about the deal is he kept the merch. So all the branding that Spotify is gonna do, which I think they got a lot of opportunity for branding over there. They got the budget. I'm not sure that they understand how to make them a powerhouse in this space, right? And I understand it, but I think they don't understand how to make themselves a powerhouse in the podcasting space, you know, and what that takes to do, you know. And so they're getting there. You know, so they're doing good business. Nonetheless, Barstool is doing great business as well. We see with Gilly and them. We see how all them interviews and things, they're doing great. Great game going on. But you got to understand when you're outside of your realm. Great thing about it, like I said, they kept the merch. So now, say Spotify spends another $5 million on marketing for the next 3 years. They get to eat off that with the merch, right? And so we really don't know what to do with the numbers yet. Spotify does because they're publicly traded. So I guess it can influence the stock market some kind of way. Don't know. I need to get some game on that side. But those on the other side, Barstool, I'm not sure if they're publicly traded. Not sure that they know how to go do the ad game, right? The merch game. They got an infrastructure to help you with that, and that's where I'm at. I need some help with those things to capitalize on what's going on a higher level. So they have the infrastructure. Not sure that any of them outside of, unless they're publicly traded, kind of know what to do with the numbers outside of do ads, which you can make a big business off doing ads like YouTube did. Everybody's still in the YouTube game. Everybody's now doing the subscription game, which is, I been knew that was the game. Because all your real bills that's the subscription game. Like the Netflix, they trying to get part of that game. Everything now is trying to get a part of that game, like the rent man is, like the cell phone. All that game now is spreading everywhere. You got people like me, I'm on Patreon. I need 10 a month. I need 20 a month. Right? Netflix need 20 a month. HBO need 12 a month. Apple need 9 a month. Spotify need 10 a month. Yeah. You know, OnlyFans, you got she need a month. You see what I'm saying? So it's man. So the subscription game been the game. They've been getting people with the subscription game a long time. They got mama and them with the subscription game. They got granddad, all them. The rent game. Yeah, we'll give you some money. Spread that thing out. I need something every month. And they were being dumb letting us buy it. Hey, I want to buy Netflix for $20. They done switched the game, so it's important, right? So knowing what to do with those numbers. But with merch, it drives itself. A t-shirt sells for $25. Their profit margin is $18. That is what it is. Right? A sweater sells for $75. Their profit margin is $57. That is what it is. But this downloaded 5 million times. What do we do now? Okay, we go get some ads. What's up? We get some ads. We do this. We do that. What? Okay, boom. But you know how many shirts we can sell, how many different kind of shirts we can sell, how many designs we can do. So yeah, the merch game is, when I heard, you know, them people kind of questioning, hey man, well, you sure are we okay? He like, bro, we kept the merch. They didn't even understand the merch game. It's a whole different beast. But again, this is just a look at how a deal should end. You know, the deal should end this way. Both parties are happy, great doing business with you. Maybe let's revisit it in the future. When you kick and scream about they didn't give me what I asked for, they're not valuing this properly, it's counterproductive. With all due respect, right? It's counterproductive. Understanding where you stand in the marketplace, right? If you can walk me into 20 million a year, show how they can be done rather easily. And why aren't you doing it? Why would you take a deal for 60 for 3 years? These things are some of the dumbest, these are just surface level questions, level 1. Questions go down to 6 and 7 layers deep. These are just the first level of understanding things that are coming out of people's mouths. But you got to understand the game. You got to understand there's people that's looking and combing through shit and trying to figure out how to get to the next level. What will it take? How much is it worth? How many do we need? How much is involved? How much time do we consider too much time? How much time is not enough time? There's questions that go involved with these things that nobody really can understand, right? So we sitting somewhere trying to figure it out. All of us. No one's excluded from this. From the Diddy's, the J's, we all trying to figure it out. We just different levels of what's being figured out. But the merch game is a beautiful game, right? But yeah, man, so this is just how a deal should end. You don't have to say nothing bad. We didn't reach our agreement. Great. We may revisit it in 6 months. They may change something and come right back with what we were asking for. Right? But when we on the exit, when I knock your computer off the desk, you don't want me around no more, do you? Yeah, but I worked my 4 days of work. But when I on the leave out, I knock your computer off your desk, they're going to say, nah, man, that ain't cool. We're going to stay away from that. But see, I know my position in this podcasting space. I know what's going on, and I'm watching it. You got to know which one you are, right? You the wine or you the water. The best wine is the oldest wine. The best water is the newest water. Right? And so in this space, I'm the water. Right? And so those two things can live in the same place, because I tell y'all a lot of time it ain't a matter of critique. It's a matter of taste. Yeah, what they like to indulge in. You know, what you want to indulge in. So that's what it's really about. But we see, speaking of podcasts, Rory and Mal dropped a podcast. They dropped a video. It was interesting to me. Rory and Mal dropped the podcast, and like I said, I knew it would happen. Speaking on it, what was interesting to me is in 6 hours, they had 150K, and Joe Budden had 175K in 2 days on YouTube. So those fans are speaking, right? What I expect Joe to do now is probably go buy some type of package, maybe. Not saying that he'll do something like that, not sure. But I know it looks funny for you to have 150 in 6 hours, and they have for them to have 150,000 views in 6 hours, and then you have 175 views in 2 days. Another thing that you must pay attention to is with Rory and Mal dropping that podcast over in the Spotify realm, it kind of gives that Joe Budden audience to Spotify, which takes from his leverage. that takes from his leverage. His boys are now on Spotify. Your audience, the people that know you, are listening to them over there. So that hurts the leverage. Any deals that he had in place on pause. It's unfortunate, man, that he let this get away from him. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. I peeped the play. I see what he doing, but it's unfortunate. First, I thought Rory and Maul and them made a mistake not talking about the situation a little more, but the numbers is like, damn. Now, is those numbers sustainable? Can they sustain those numbers of 500,000 in 3 days? Video only on one platform? Not sure. But it's an interruption involved in this. They're interrupting his business. See, as the owner, sometimes you lose no matter what happens. It's just how you're gonna lose. How I'm gonna lose right now? Am I gonna lose an extra M, 2 M's to straighten them out and just tell them chill out and then go cash in 460? Or am I gonna lose with letting them walk and then take some of my audience from me, start posting up in spots that I'm trying to build or leverage deals at? Like, you see what I'm saying? These things got to be considered when we talk about the risk assessment. We got to look at everything. Because you got to tell yourself, as the boss, I lose no matter what. So sometimes even with a marriage, you see somebody get divorced, they understand I lose no matter what happens. How I'm going to lose? Do I just want to get with her and say, look, I give you this amount, just such and such and such, you keep this? Y'all want to work that out? Y'all want to let a judge do it? Bust you up like that? You know, sometimes losing gonna happen, but how I'm gonna lose? Because the loss with them leaving could have been, in his mind, it didn't go down like this. This audience is here for me, brother. Like, respectfully, though, I love you guys. I can't say that because I love you guys, but the audience is here for me. Truth being told is, or I don't know if this is the truth, but what it looks like is the audience is really, really, really engaged with Rory and Maul for whatever reason. Hey, man, I don't know. But they're taking some of the sauce away, man. They're taking some of the sauce away. So, hey, man, know about business, know how to interact with your people, man. Know sometimes losing is part of the situation, but how I'm going to lose? I'm going to do it this way? Am I going to do it this way? Right? Sometimes she told you, if I catch you cheating again, it's over. She catch you cheating again. Now you going to lose. You're going to lose time by trying to, make it right. Far as I'm going to stay, keep her with me, keep her by my side, cater to her for a while to let her know I'm trying to change, or you going to lose and let her walk out and tie some shit up and this and that, or you don't care about either one of them. Either way, though, losing is sometimes important. Then in business, your emotions got to be out the way. Listen, fuck, I'm going to lose right here. All right. It's almost like a 3rd and 31. You understand me? We know we finna have to punt this, but do we want to just hand it off for the 2 yards and preserve our energy? Do we want to go for a bomb? All this we got to consider where we at in the game, how much we down, what quarter is it, how many timeouts we got, how much time is left on the clock. Like, as a business person, especially as a black man with a multi-million-dollar business, we got to operate with certain frequency. Hey, man, because any slip, they're going to make it look like what they want it to look like. They're going to make it look like what they want it to look like. And so for us, man, as I see dude over there, it's like, damn, dude going through it. Like he really going through it, home. Them folk taking away some things, man. But this business is the business, man. And sometimes the boss got to be the boss. That's when they say you got to pay the cost. Oh, man, everybody thought they were talking about pay the bills. Man, sometimes when they say it costs to be the boss, man, that might be blood on your hand. That might be understanding that, man, I got to lose right here, but how I'm going to lose? That might be, hey, man, it's a lot of things that involve with that cost to be the boss thing outside of financial. We talking about mental burden on the boss. We talking about the mental agony of the boss. Yeah, it costs to be the boss. Don't you think it's just some words they put together? Man, it costs to be the boss, man. All the hours somebody put in, how they go about it, what they looking at, what they involved with to make it happen. The number of hours, man, that y'all can't even consider being put in to make it look like it's effortless. It costs, man. It costs, and I wear the cost. I wear the cost, and a lot of us wear the cost. But for us to let something go down the drain that could potentially be worth 100 million in our eyes, let it go down the drain for 3 or 4 or 5 million, whatever the case may have been, could have been a mistake. Sometimes in the street, a dude can owe you $100, $1,500, but he spent $15,000. He ducking you, not spending the $15,000 because he owed the $1,500. Man, give me $500 of that, man. Come on, yeah, man. I need that $15,000 to keep coming through here. And the only reason, not saying that let him go because he just taking your money, but he made $15,000 may come through his hand because he middlemaning. You see what I'm saying? So he ain't really making or having that himself, but I need him to call my line. So that little debt we got, let's squash that some kind of way. Ain't no disrespect tied to it. Let's squash that. It's a business move. Sometimes the street guys be the smartest ones when they get in corporate America and get involved with these things. I keep telling people with me, they can't do nothing with me. They can't do nothing with me. It's important, man, to, hey, listen, we have no expectations of nobody. And we definitely don't got no pride. I'm involved with some things I ain't never been proud about, right? Nigga, I done some shit to people and things that shouldn't have never happened. But get what? We move with grace at this point in our life. I want to talk about the Pooh Shiesty situation down in Florida. So Pooh Shiesty was in the club in Florida. You know, one thing about us, we gonna show that paper. I'm guilty of it, you know what I'm saying? It just be, you know, like, you don't play with this here, right? So we gonna show that paper. So Pooh Shiesty be in the club, you know, his song is Back in Blood. He got his own fire. He don't need no security, right? So he be in the club with the, yeah, allegedly, right? And for those of you who can keep up, please keep up. For those of you that can't, unfortunately, I have to communicate it without certain words involved so I can not be involved in any furthering of accusations on anybody. This is how this thing goes, and this is part of the value I add in podcast, and understanding how to articulate words lends me a certain ability, and I appreciate it. But nonetheless, so yeah, you know, in the club, so allegedly what happens is the rappers, they got the money hanging out big chunks. You understand me? It might be a 20 in each pocket or 40 in one pocket, depending if it's some hunters involved. Them hunters get sticky. Nigga might have 100 on him, right? So they said 40, 50 on him. You know what I mean? So allegedly somebody hits the money, it fall, they grab it, they out of there. Allegedly a gun is drawn. Not sure who drawed the gun, but that's what they're saying. A gun was drawn allegedly and someone was hit. Now, sometimes we can fall victim to, I know they ain't playing with me, but we got to know when they can't play with me. I got too much money. They can't play with me. Right? Now, when that money get like it's took, and even though I don't respect the sneaky slide, I hate you from behind here. I don't like, I'm gonna sneak and do you. I don't really be respecting that anyway, but I know it's part of the game, right? Some people don't respect the count of three, but when they go in, it count for three, don't it? You understand me? So I got to operate understanding both things are true. Now, with that being said, when they took some money, like, yo, y'all got me. So, but sometimes we fall victim, like I say, to the, so y'all finna put out like somebody took something from me and did nothing happen. Yeah, so yeah, something finna happen. Now it's a sticky game, man, because at first that security guard went in and said, dude shot me, or some that he said. I don't know what he said, but it ended up not being the truth according to him. Right? He then recanted his statement saying that they asked him some information when he was kind of under the influence and he wasn't in his right mind, right? So we know what that is. I do anyway, because it's important to understand these kind of things, right? When that happens, so we know what the case going, we thinking, boom, it's over. He get out, right? He get out. He go up for the thing. They say, no, sir, bond still denied. Excuse me, how bond denied on something that the dude recanted his statement? Now they say, well, the feds are involved. Excuse me? The feds are involved. This is where they come with the cheat game. They thought I was finna go away for that, then that went away. Now they finna come in with some kind of cheat game right quick. See, this is what they do. But it's important to understand, bro, it's a hell of a thing going on with rappers. Rappers are dangerous to them white folk, man. Man, a rap dude dangerous, man. He one of them ones, man. He powerful. He got money. They listen to him. And he tied with some of the ruthless ones. He tied with some of the ones don't mind. Yeah, man, them dudes. And we more powerful than we even know. And so sometimes they try to get us out the way cause boy, if he understand how powerful he really is. Man, can't no president talk and get with who these rappers talk, man. When I talk, I touch 120,000 people, man. It's a lot of politicians can't do that. Man, it's a lot of people, people don't want to hear them talking, man. Rap dudes selling millions, streaming billions of time. People pull up at arenas to see these folk, 20,000, 10, 15,000 people. And he tied with the hood, criminals. People that operate outside of the structure. We don't even know how dangerous we really are. And why it's a target on us sometimes, especially in certain pockets. It be a target on us because they want us out the way. They know, man, listen, man, this the real thing. This thing right here close to it. He might can activate some people. He might can send some people up a ladder that we can't even really counter. Because they really are powerful dudes with understanding. They let it get out of hand with Farrakhan. He got on up the ladder. It's a couple of them get on up the ladder, understanding certain things, right? But man, rap dudes, they don't even really know what they got going. And sometimes we got to protect that with a certain level of understanding. And, man, this right here is generational right here. If done right, man. We look at Diddy. We look at Hov. We look at 50, Dre. We look at our people. This right here can be generational if we channel this right. And let's try to do that. Dame Dash tries to sell a Rockefeller NFT, and then a Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt NFT, and then Rockefeller sues him. It's a lot to say with this, right? It's a lot of, I got a lot of respect for Dame. Dame came in a game that was watered down. He came in a game that was timid, that was watered down, and that was in a situation where he can come in and put that Harlem on him. See, what I respect about Dame is he was able to put the game down. See, a lot of people get there with the game, and then when they get with them people, they can't put it down. Ain't nothing that won't translate. Something going on. I remember when they took everybody off Twitter up to MTV. They were some of the worst people ever to hit the audition stage. But on Twitter, they popping. They say all the right things. They with it. So it's a different muscle. It's a different skill set. But we see Dame Dash, what he was in the early days, just guerrilla pimping, going through them labels, guerrilla pimping. At least is what was, what we seen as far as what was portrayed. Cause I'm from the South, so I don't claim to have been there or really know, but I'm saying, number one, you can't deny the hustle. Respect the hustle for him to be involved with who he was involved with in that position, how he was in that position. And then clearly we seen him, he was instrumental. Respect, hats off, and the continue hustling, the network that he has going on. I forgot what the name of it is. All of that is good hustling. On the other side, of course, you got Jay, $1 billion Jay, hustling. But what do I feel? What do I feel about somebody taking my first album and selling it as an NFT? I just told y'all about Joe Budden, about Joe and Rory and Maul, and some of them taking his value from what he trying to do. When they post up on Spotify and the numbers go like that, Joe Budden fans are in there. And his whole thing was keep them off Spotify to leverage a deal with Spotify. I tell people, they say, well, I love this new chemistry. It's not going to let Joe get off what he get off. He going to interrupt them, and that don't make sense, man. But what about, and people love Joe for the rants. That's what they come to Joe for, the rants. Go rant home, 20 minutes by itself, Maul and Rory clear out. It's understanding involved in this pod thing. They letting him talk about De La Soul and this and that, and knowing, man, we behind the scenes fighting, but for the pod and for your fans, we clear out, let you get off. Ish not gonna do that unless it's an understanding. I don't know. He's a pretty smart guy. He may catch on, but at this current point, I don't see it. Nonetheless, taking value from what it is that I'm trying to do, right? How do I feel about Dame Dash selling Reasonable Doubt NFT? Dame Dash was involved, I guess, with reasonable doubt. So that lends him some understanding, but you can't sell my cover. You can't sell certain things of mine, brother. You taking my value from me. Like, why you undercutting my value of my thing? You know what I'm saying? That's the question, like, I would love to ask him, right? Why you so when you go to in your mind to say, all right, what do I have of value to make an NFT? Why do we gotta be my first album when you know that I'm in the business of selling NFT too, right? It's a new thing, right? I got a bag over there to go get. Yeah, but NFT is not a thing. It's a new thing. I wonder, is that the position? I don't know. But to me, it's just, it gets slippery, bro. It gets slippery. It gets slippery. And that's why I say with podcasts and business, man, you got to make sure you involved with people that understand what the motives are, where we stand, man, how we living, what we doing. Can we even make it to the next level? If there is 50 million involved, we gonna do the right thing. I'm a one-man show currently, right? I'm open to conversations about things that involve money. But I'm always have It's Up There podcast, right? It's always gonna be here. I also want to talk about, life in jail for Pooh Shiesty. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a couple of convicts coming out on the internet talking about the turtle shell and the suicide watch thing. I'm not sure how he got that thing or what that's about, right? I don't know. What I do want to examine or kind of talk about is how it works in jail. Right? When you come in jail and you having money, you can get some people to hold you down. Some of the ruthless, the top dogs in here. A lot of them ain't got nothing. So we can get there and say, hey, I got you, and I got you. Y'all make sure, yeah. If he want a one-on-one, let's get that cracking. But if they come with some, let's make sure we hold it down in here. You can come like that. It's easy to come like that. You know what I'm saying? But I know dudes trying to get money off them, and they'll backstab you. It's ruthless in there as far as all that. You know what I'm saying? It's a hell of a thing. It ain't just no walk in the park when you dealing with all that. It's a real thing. People are saying that they paid the security dude, two M's allegedly, I'm not sure, don't care, but I'm here to advance the conversation. I can see this being a way that the label try to put him in debt because he profitable right now. He in the green right now. He come out of nowhere and that song went platinum. So he's in the green. I just hope that they don't try to act like, nah, you in the red now because of this, and we need this from you and that. You know what I'm saying? Play some of them number games that be played on the back end. We got to, make sure the business straight, especially if he can get out of this. I wonder what the Feds going to try to do. I don't know. They haven't announced, but the Feds is interested in the case now. So they like, hey, if y'all are finna let him go, no, sir, let us get a crack at him. So that's, something that he has to really worry about. Let's talk about the baby, Tory, and Meg Thee Stallion. For those of you unaware, the baby and Tory Lanez just put out an album. I'm sorry. The baby and Tory Lanez just put out a single together that we seen a long time ago that Meg Thee Stallion commented and said, this shit old, this shit ain't cleared by the label and it ain't coming out. So now that song has came out. Now that song has came out and it's actually number 1 on YouTube streaming right now. After that, following that, Meg Thee Stallion then unfollows the baby on Instagram. This is a signal to her fans that she's unhappy with the outcome of said song. Now, although I do understand that as she was a hurt woman, I do beg the question, have the baby not gave enough time for you at least to put out some more facts of the case? I think the case hit a standstill with just people saying, yeah, you did. No, you didn't. Yeah, you did. No, you didn't. Oh, yeah, you did. No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. No, I didn't. Boom. Then we seen you and your friend get into it and say he didn't do it. No response to that. Nothing ever really came from it. We've seen some things, right? He hasn't been deported. Nothing's happened. Like, when do we lend a black man some kind of understanding? Like, man, I ain't saw it yet, bro. So let's go ahead, bro. Right? I would have thought by now we would have. Sometimes the understanding is missing. So I beg the question, Meg, did the baby not give Tory enough time? Is that why we're upset now? I look on the other side and say, Meg's looking at it like, hey, the baby, whenever we drop, we put the bag behind it with the label. Like our whole system, we keeping us stars. Like we give it the Cardi B budget. Not as much, right? But somewhere in the area, we'll give it that kind of look. We really take our time with those features outside of the other ones that you see. You know, we let them sit on the album, but this particular one, we'll make sure that it's everywhere and it's a good look. And that's understandable, right? Because there's chemistry there, but then the new question is, who gave who fans? At the time that they did their first record, was the baby bigger than Meg? Was Meg bigger than the baby? Do they currently share fans? Are they two totally different worlds that just collide and make a smash? Because if it is and it's been this amount of time, again, the question is, has the baby not give Meg enough time? Like, how much time has to go before we say, well, maybe something's off here. We don't know what happened. I'm not going to take a side. First, everybody's taking the side of, nah, man, that ain't right. Right? And it's not right. But is he responsible in the way? Like, we just don't, it's been a long time. So, although it's a sensitive topic, I do think that it needs to be addressed in some sort of way. Like, let's have the conversation at the end of the day. We two black people, right? We don't want to hate each other. We don't want to look at each other like we are enemies, right? What happened? Can we get past that? Can we understand how that took place? If someone needs to be held accountable, y'all figure that out. But I'm saying, at what point do we say, man, listen, they paying like you paying? It ain't like nobody sending me no money. Just on GP, hey, you keeping it real, not doing no songs with homie now. I just wired you 50K. You ain't doing no record with them suckers over there. You know it's real. Yeah. We locked in. Especially if them suckers, them dudes y'all calling suckers that I don't got nothing to do with or understand what even going on with y'all, they willing to send 50 and 100K to get a verse from me and they really want to make it happen, they sending money to me. Man, I'm not aligned with them dudes, but I'm saying they sending money to me. You asking me to turn down because y'all got some kind of problem that's unclear. I think it's unfortunate, man. I really do. I think it's unfortunate. Um, I want to talk about Ronnie Oneal. Ron Oneal. Ron Oneal, for those of you that don't know, Ron Oneal is the young man that went viral about with the double murder that's representing himself in court. That's representing himself in court. And kind of did the theatrics in front of the court the other day with the opening statements that went viral everywhere. He's representing himself. And although everything that happened with that case is tragic, so I don't take the side of the killing of women in that way, man, period, or any way, especially violently that way, is just like, wow. So I don't endorse that and don't want this to come off as that, not that it should be received that way. It's unfortunate that I got to preface things in this space simply because the understanding level is so low that I must make it clear. So anyway, he's representing himself, but the system to me is in a weird place. It's in a place that I don't understand. The place that the system is in is because this is the same system, right? The child support system and the system that lets a man allegedly be charged with murdering his girl, his baby mama, his daughter, and stabbing this young boy. This same system puts that young boy in front of this man and let him have a conversation with this man and call it cross-examination. I just think it's weird that we don't understand the trauma associated with the young dude sitting on the other side like, yo, you stabbed me. You shot my mother. You this, you that. And then you get to talk to me and make me out of a liar because of this made up system they got going on. What is we doing? I'm young. Like, yo, fam, this is like, I couldn't even understand it when I seen it. I said, there's no way they letting him cross it. Well, man, he is, he got to have a trial. He is an American. He can have a trial. He does have the right to represent himself. But this same system would tell me what to do with my kid because of the interest of the child. Where's the interest of the child lie in the child being in front of his murderer or his... Yeah, the dude that killed his mom, the dude that killed his sister and stabbed him. What does he stand being in front of them? When you ask me, I just think that's crazy. When that's just all of that is just crazy in itself. I don't see that being justifiable in any way, shape, or form. Right? I just don't. I just think the system is whack, man. You know, the system is whack. What else do we want to hit on today? Let's see.